Well, here we are on a Tuesday afternoon. I would say it's lovely, but it's actually overcast right now. But that's not really the point of me recording this little vlog entry. It's more just to talk about the importance of green spaces, especially as it relates to writing. Now, if you look at different science and medical studies, you'll hear that green spaces are good for our physical and our mental health. They kind of de-stress us. They center us emotionally, allow us to reconnect, I guess you could say. There's a spiritual component to it, I think, as well. Certainly, I've had that in my own personal experience, which I'll get into in a minute. But I think for a writer, you want to be able to minimize stress as much as possible because that allows you to be more productive and more creative with your writing when you're not constantly having a burden weighing on you and worried about other things. So I would always advise writers to find a green space that they could go to, whether it's a garden or a park, a beach. If there's a river or some kind of body of water that's close to you, that's great. I mean, I guess that's technically a blue space, not a green space, but either way, some place where you're connecting with nature, that you have a natural environment near you. I mean, and right now I'm close to I guess it would be considered a creek. I don't think it's actually a river. But I'm sure you can hear right now there's roosters crowing. A couple blocks away from me, there are cattle grazing. And I would imagine that most of you probably aren't living in a rural area, but that's fine. Just find anywhere that has grass, has trees, something with nature, and just spend time there, like an hour even, and just enjoy it. Breathe in the fresh air, touch grass, as they say. I don't mean that in a condescending way. I just mean like it's good to have your hands touching something green, even if you're working in a garden or something like that for a little while. I think that's a valuable thing that contributes to our creativity. We're part of the earth. We are rational animals, but for most of human history, this is what we've been doing. We've been interacting with nature and a part of it, and I would argue it's a bit of a disruption for humanity to be surrounded by glass and concrete and steel. Like we need to be next to a tree now and then. So let me go into my little personal anecdote that I found helpful for me as a writer. Many years ago, I was suffering from, I guess, what you would call a double depression, which is, if you don't know what that is, look it up. It's very challenging, mentally and spiritually and physically. I got the idea one day that I was going to just go out and be by myself in a field. My old elementary school was torn down, and that whole area is mostly just grass with some trees. And I packed up a bunch of books, notebooks, a blanket, and I headed out over there, went to the field, and I parked under a tree, pulled out a blanket, and I was reading. I was writing down my feelings, like poetry or journaling. I remember taking that time and crying, praying, sleeping. I was there for probably 6 hours. And I only ever did it one time, but it was one of the most fulfilling things I've ever done, I think, creatively. And also, I think it helped considerably to improve my mental health. Now, I'm much better now. But my point here is that space allowed me to open up, to be vulnerable. And I think that's also an important component to writing, is being comfortable with flowing outward emotions, thoughts, feelings. and give it a try. See what you think. And if you guys have any thoughts or comments or personal experiences you want to share, I'd love to hear them. So thanks for watching. Go find a green space.